Hello, everyone. I'm talking today to Suzy Kahati, who's a family financial advisor. What Suzy does on the first meeting with her clients is not talk about money. She wants to understand what's going on for them. What do they feel about money? What do they understand about money? What are their stresses and what are their successes? And in her first meeting, she really talks about them and their families, where they've come from, and what's going on for them. Money doesn't come into the picture at all. And I really admire that, Suzy, because when we spoke about what we were going to help people with, you said to me, I just want to understand a little deeper what stress is. And that's one of your strengths when you meet with your clients. You don't come with, I know, I'm the expert. You come with, you are the expert of your lives. Tell me. And when you turned to me, you had said to me, I have a feeling stress is not what I'm seeing at the moment. And that's very astute and alert, because stress is almost like a symptom. It comes out based on something that happened many, many years ago from our younger selves.
Really?
And it's been triggered. And so we present as stress. And that's why you find people who, even now during the COVID period, some people are extremely anxious and other people are kind of chilled, because it's not based on what's happening now as much as what happened in their past and how they managed stress and anxiety. And the same happens with money matters.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
First of all, I want to say thank you very much to Beverly for inviting me, because one of the aspects, as Beverly said, that it's not actually, when people start working with me, it's not actually the money problem. There is an underlying problem. And what was so fascinating in one of my conversations with Beverly, she said, it's not what's happening now, it's what happened in the past. Okay. How did we relate to money then? How was money, was there a money relationship in the household? Did our parents teach us about money? Did our extended family teach us about money? Did we learn about money in school? No, of course, it can be very stressful for a young teenager to start learning about or handling money. We're talking about what's happening in the past. My personal story was that my parents argued constantly about money. So for the first 10 years of my married life, I couldn't talk about money with my husband. It was terrible, okay? Until I realized I could and I didn't need to argue. So that's, your distress comes from the childhood. Yes, totally, I quite understand that. At the moment, though, there are two types of stresses that we are experiencing, and it's very important to differentiate. We have the fear of the pandemic, okay, which makes our stress level much higher. And we also have the stress of our finances. For some of us, the COVID has just improved it, because we're not going out, we're not going anywhere, but we still are under stress of the unknown, both in our finances and in what is going on with the pandemic. And when you say I'm stressed out, we have to differentiate what it is. How do we do this? It's important as a family financial advisor, as you very correctly said, my job right at the beginning is to reassure the client. It's okay. What you're feeling is okay. You weren't taught how to handle your finances, or you don't understand Hebrew well enough. That's okay. We can just move on from there, because our tools to alleviate this very quickly. What I was talking to you about is the subconscious, the self-imposed stress. How do I deal with that? That is the most challenging. How do we deal with that type of stress in a person? And you said that we have to go back to the childhood to see what marriage relationship there was in that childhood. Did they grow up in poverty? Did they grow up in an affluent household? Did they grow up in a middle class? Were they given new clothes, or they had hand-me-downs? Did they have to start working at a very early age? All this, you say, manifests itself into adult life.
Absolutely. The messages you get as a child
Yes.
about money come out in your adult life. So whether it was spoken about or whether it wasn't, those are very strong messages, both. The silence about money, the arguments about money, the education about money. It'll all manifest in the adult of how we think about money.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for that.
Pleasure. Thank you, Suzy.